Hey, Amelia, I finished work. I'm gonna head home pretty soon. Is there anything ready to eat?
Okay, great. Yeah, dinner is already cooked and ready. Are you going to eat as soon as you come home?
No. I guess I'll have a bath and clean up first. Could you fill it up for me so it's ready when I get there?
No problem, I can do that. By the way, about our trip, were you able to get the days off that you wanted?
Yeah, I did. No problems on that front, at all. I mean, I did have to push it a little bit to the boss, but at the end of the day, time off is time off. I can't say no to everything.
Oh, that's good to hear. Lisa has been looking forward to it for so long as well. She would have been so upset if we had to cancel the trip.
It is her first trip with us after all. We haven't had the chance to go all the three of us together.
Everything just got so busy after she was born. There simply hasn't been the chance for us to get away. She is just dying to go. I'm also excited to go on a trip for the first time in so long. I'm glad you were able to get those days off.
My parents are excited too. Looks like Mom has picked all the places she wants to go to while we're away too.
I'm really grateful to your parents. I mean, they are footing the majority of the bill this time. I don't think we would have been able to afford this trip if we had paid for the entire thing alone.
Me neither. They're really helping us out big time here. Make sure you say thanks properly.
Of course I will. But why are you acting like it's only me that needs to?
Well, I am their son after all, so it's fine. Plus, the house we're living in right now is technically theirs too.
I know that. You don't need to tell me. That's why we're getting them a present. Which was my idea, by the way.
Yeah, okay. Present already?
No, not yet. We still have enough time before the trip. The day before we leave is the best time. Besides, you said you would come with me to buy it.
Really? I said that?
Yes. Lisa's going to the movie with her friend's family that day, too, so we don't have to worry about one of us staying home to look after her. We talked about this before.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Sorry, I completely forgotten about it.
Come on, Tyler. You can't be forgetting important things like this. I won't know what's a good present or not if I go by myself. I need you to help me choose. You know them better than I do, after all.
Okay, I got it. If I wake up in time, let's go together.
What do you mean, if? You made a promise, so keep your end of it.
It's not that I don't want to go with you, but I have to drive and pick my parents up the following day. So if possible, I'd like to relax a bit the day before.
Okay, fine. But I'm going to send you some pictures, so at least tell me what you think, okay?
Okay, got it. I can do that, no problem. The train's about to arrive at the station.
Okay. Be careful on your way home. Lisa and I are waiting for you.
Amelia, so is all I need to bring a change of clothes for Lisa? Or is there something else I need to bring?
Thanks, Tyler. But could you also bring a change of clothes for me too?
For you too? Are you planning on staying the night there too?
Yeah, I've decided to. I'm worried about how she was going to be on our first day in the hospital. I asked the doctor, and he said he was fine for me to stay. Lisa would be worried all on her own here too.
Okay, I see. Then I'll bring clothes for the two of you.
Thanks.
But man, did I get a shock. Getting that phone call out of nowhere telling me that Lisa got hit by a car? I didn't know what to think.
They say she ran out onto the street while she was with her friends in the park. She was with some older kids and their mom, too. It seems like the mom was a bit careless and wasn't watching them properly. I wish I'd gone with her that day.
But at least she didn't have any serious injuries, even if she is in the hospital.
Yeah, you're right. Luckily, the driver of the car was able to hit the brakes in time. She does have cuts and bumps, but thankfully no broken bones. She also only has to stay in the hospital for a few tests, just to be sure.
But everything is all fine. There's no point thinking about what's happened already. It can't be changed.
I know that. But even so, it's hard not to think about what would have happened if I had gone with her. She might not be in the situation at all. Aren't you worried about her at all?
Of course I am. But like I said, the accident happened, and we can't change anything by grumbling about it. And since she didn't get hurt too badly, she can still come on the trip with us, right?
What? There's no way she can.
Why not?
Even though her injuries aren't that serious, she still needs some tests to make sure everything is okay. I just told you that.
But isn't she gonna get let out tomorrow?
No, they want her to stay for almost a week. And not just that, she's still only a little kid. She needs to rest after something like this happens. She might even have some kind of trauma from this. Going on a trip is completely out of the question.
Oh, I didn't realize she would be there for that long. I guess it can't be helped then. Well, then the two of you hold down the fort. I guess it's just my parents and me then.
What? Tyler, hold on a sec. You can't seriously be circumstances.
Why not? Everything is booked and paid for already. It would be a complete waste if the entire trip got canceled. So those who are able should still go.
It's better just to cancel.
But we paid a lot for this trip. It's too much of a waste. Plus, my parents have been looking forward to the trip. I'd feel bad if they also couldn't go because of us.
This isn't about that. And if anything, you should feel bad for Lisa, not your parents. She was super excited for the trip, and now she can't go because she was hit by a car. And on top of all of that, now you want to leave her behind and go on the trip anyway? Poor Lisa. Imagine how she would feel if she heard that.
It's not like we're leaving her behind. She just can't go because she's in the hospital. Lisa is old enough to understand this at this point.
She's still in elementary school. There's no way she could understand why she's being left behind.
There's no way we're missing this.
Why are you being like this? We can always just take the trip another time, and your parents will understand that this is a serious situation.
But why waste this opportunity? I had to take time off of work for this too, remember? Anyway, I don't need your permission. I'm going no matter what you say.
Are you really being serious about this?
Of course. That's how it's gonna be. I'll still bring you at least your clothes though, so don't worry about that. Did you end up buying a present for my parents?
Yeah, I did. I left it at home.
Okay, then I'll give it to them for you. Look after yourself and Lisa while we're gone. We finally arrived! There's lots of traffic on the way. I guess lots of people are heading up this way for the summer. The drive really took it out of me.
You actually went? Your daughter is in the hospital after being hit by a car, and you went on a holiday? I was still thinking that you were making some bad joke.
Of course I went. I told you I was going. So, how is Lisa? Is she doing well?
How can you even ask me that so casually? You left her in the hospital and went on holiday. You'll regret this later.
What's that all about? It's natural for me to care about my own daughter. Don't come at me like that. So, how is she? Is everything okay?
Well, it still only just happened the other day, so she's still afraid. But everything seems fine with her physical health. The doctors ran some scans to make sure she didn't hit her head and get a concussion or anything. But it looks like we're in the clear.
That's good news. I would have felt bad if that weren't the case.
What do you mean by feel bad?
I was finally able to go on vacation, but I wouldn't myself if Lisa was in a bad state. But now that she's fine, I can relax and enjoy the trip.
You're saying that for real too, aren't you?
Why would I be joking? And honestly, what's been up with you recently?
With me?
Yeah, you have some sort of weird attitude. If you have something to say, then say it outright. Stop beating around the bush.
There's nothing in particular. I just realized what kind of person you are. That's all.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Stop being so vague and just spit it out. Your words make no sense. Just be clear with me, okay?
Thanks for the advice. But don't worry. I'm just in a bad mood right now. I think I'll be fine the next time we see each other.
Why are you in a bad mood? Is it because you couldn't come on the trip? It couldn't be helped though, right? That's just how things happened to work out this time round.
Yeah, you're right. It couldn't be helped. So you understand then, don't you?
What am I supposed to understand? I just told you to stop being so vague.
It doesn't mean anything particularly deep.
What are you on about? Well, whatever. The others are waiting for me. I'll talk to you later.
Hold on a second.
What is it? I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Are you really okay with what you said earlier? You won't regret it later?
Yeah, I won't regret it. Is that what you wanted to hear? Is that what you wanted to hear?
Yeah, that's fine, thanks.
I really don't get what you're talking about, though. Anyway, look after Lisa and say hi to her for me. Make sure to have enough fun for the two of us.
Right, have as much fun as you can. It is your last trip after all.
My last trip? I don't see why that would be the case. Next time, we'll all go together. I was supposed to come back yesterday, but we extended the trip by a day.
It's fine. I guess it must have been a really good trip if you wanted to stay even longer.
I wouldn't really say that, it's just that my parents were basically begging to stay for just one more night. They offered to pay for it as well, so what could I really do?
Is that why you stayed longer? Didn't you have fun yourself?
Of course I did, but Lisa is still in the hospital. I was worried about you guys, I really was.
Really? But you were still able to have fun, right? So, that's all good then.
I guess so. I hadn't been on a trip with my parents for a long time, so it was pretty enjoyable. Oh yeah, I brought you guys some presents.
Really? Thanks. I'm sure Lisa will be happy too.
It was the least I could do. By the way, it looks like you're in a better mood now.
You can tell? Yeah, I guess my mood has improved a lot.
I thought so. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. You seemed really off on the first day that I left. I was really hoping you wouldn't still be like that when I came back. Did something good happen?
Yeah, actually, it did. With Lisa getting into the accident, it really seemed like nothing good would happen after that. But something good finally happened too. It really made me feel much better.
Wow, that much? So what happened then? I'll tell you about the trip later. So, tell me about what happened while I was away.
Sure. So, you see, I decided to file for divorce.
Wait, what? Who's getting divorced?
You and me are.
What are you talking about? You're joking, right? Why would we get divorced?
Nope, it's not a joke. Plus, I talked to your parents, and they decided to let me and Lisa have the house. So you need to pack your things and get out by the end of the day. Although, there isn't really anything of yours left to pack.
I really don't understand what you're talking about. My parents let you have the house? None of my things are there anymore? None of that makes any sense.
It means exactly what it sounds like. It isn't too complicated. I messaged your parents the day you all left and asked them for some favors.
What favors? Do you mean getting the house? Why would you do that?
Well, you know, if I had to move after the divorce, then Lisa would probably have to change schools based on the district. And she just started making friends at her school, so it would be sad to have to move her elsewhere, right?
That's what I'm asking you. I'm asking why I'm getting kicked out of the house all of a sudden. And on top of that, what is all this talk of divorce?
You can ask your parents why you need to move out.
I need to ask them. Why don't you just tell me?
You didn't tell them anything about what happened to Lisa, did you? You told them that Lisa and I couldn't go because Lisa caught a cold and I needed to stay behind to look after her.
I want them to worry too much and not be able to enjoy the trip, so I decided not to tell them about the accident.
I don't care about that. Once they found out the real reason, they were pretty angry about it.
How angry?
They wanted to cancel the trip and come back straight away. But I needed time to prepare to move out with Lisa, so I asked them to hold off for a bit and keep you there. And not only did they do that for me, but they also told me that I could have the house and just get rid of all of your things instead of moving.
Wait, is that why they insisted on staying an extra night?
Yep. It was just to buy me some time to get things sorted. Thanks to them, I had enough time to get the divorce papers in order and move all of your things from the house and put them outside. They really helped me out.
Wait a second, Amelia. I get that I might be in the wrong this time, but can we stop this talk of divorce and leaving the house?
Why?
Won't this all leave a bad taste in your mouth? I mean, Lisa might see it as her fault that we're getting divorced. Since it's kind of caused by her accident, you don't want her to blame yourself, do you? So, let's just think it over.
What could leave a worse taste in my mouth after that? The divorce is entirely your fault. Don't try and make it sound as though Lisa caused this.
That's not what I meant. But not only that, Lisa was only in the first grade. It wouldn't be good for her if we got a divorce. She's too young.
You don't really have the right to be talking about what's good for our daughter after prioritizing a holiday over her. How many times did I ask you if you were sure you wouldn't regret what you were doing? And you said that you wouldn't.
I didn't know what you were talking about when you said that.
But you still said you wouldn't regret anything, so you should accept any outcome in that case. I think you paid a plenty high price in exchange for a short vacation. Afterwards, Tyler and I got divorced as I wanted. We were also able to settle on a good alimony so that I could look after Lisa on my own. Although I told my in-laws that I couldn't just accept the house for nothing and would pay them back for it in installments, they refused. They said that not only have they had a very high opinion of me up until now, but they also felt some sense of guilt because of what their son did and wanted to help me in any way they could. I did try to fight them on it and said that it was too much, but they reminded me that it wasn't just for me, it was also for Lisa. I would do anything to make sure that Lisa has the best upbringing she can, so I finally agreed. The only condition that they had was for me to create a home where Lisa didn't feel that she was being raised by only one parent. Of course, I would have done that regardless. I'm sure there will be many difficulties ahead, but for Lisa's sake and to repay the kindness my in-laws have shown me, I will work as hard as I can to make the best home possible for my daughter.
Hey, Amelia, I need to talk to you about something.
Oh, hi, Tegan. What's wrong?
Look, it's just not working out. I'm sorry.
Huh? What's not working out? What are you talking about?
You, living with me and Kyle, it's not working and I want you out of my house.
What?
Ugh, why do I have to explain everything to you twice? It's so annoying.
Well, I'm sorry, but I would like it to be clear what you're actually saying here. I wouldn't want to interpret something the wrong way.
What's there to interpret wrong? I want you out of my house, ASAP.
But why? What have I done to upset you so much? I thought we were all getting on really well.
Well, you were wrong. I'm fed up with having to deal with you every day. I mean, me and Kyle have only been married a year and we're already looking after you. I want time so it can just be me and him, without his mom tagging along to everything.
I don't tag along to everything.
Oh yeah? How about the other day when we went to that castle? I was so looking forward to having a fun and romantic time with my husband, and then you came along. I even had to sit in the back of the car just so you could have the front seat.
I only came because Kyle asked me to. You even said it was okay when I asked you.
I had to say that, didn't I? I couldn't exactly say no after Kyle had asked. The least you could have done was go off on your own and leave us to do whatever we wanted. You didn't have to trail behind us every step of the way.
So you'd rather I had walked off on my own and been lonely?
Well, yeah, you had your husband, I want mine. You can't just steal my husband away from me simply because yours is no longer alive. I know Kyle is your son, but you really need to let go of him now. We can't have you living with us, and everything for the rest of our lives.
So what? You're just going to kick me out? Just like that?
You can, have a few days to get your stuff sorted. I don't want a bunch of old lady things cluttering up my home.
Oh, wow. Thanks. That's so kind of you.
Ugh, there's no need to be sarcastic. Look, I know it's not ideal, but neither is having you live with us. We've put up with you long enough, so now it's time you find your own place. It's only fair.
I think I'll be having a word with Kyle about this. I want to see what he has to say about how you're behaving.
Go ahead. I'm sure he'll say the same thing.
I'll see about that. Kyle, are you free to chat?
I have a few minutes, but I do have a lot of work to get through.
I'll try and make this quick. Did you know that Tegan is trying to kick me out of the house?
She's what?
Yeah, she messaged me just now telling me that I had to move all of my things out and find somewhere else to live. Did you both agree on this?
Well, we have talked about this, but we never said anything about telling you to move out, especially so harshly like this.
But you did want me gone?
I wanted to talk to you about how we could sort things out between the three of us. I wanted your input on the matter, though, because you're my mom.
I see. Well, your wife clearly doesn't feel the same way. She told me that I have a couple of days to clear my things out and then I'm supposed to move out.
I've got to get back to work, but we can all discuss it when I get back later.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Tegan, why are all of my things in boxes in the front yard?
Well, I just thought I'd help you pack and get going.
I thought you said that I had at least a few days to find somewhere new.
Yes, well, I changed my mind. I've decided me and Kyle are going on a trip to Spain, and I wanted you out of my house before we left. I don't want you taking advantage of our utilities and food and things. It's not like you pay for them at all. You're basically eating us out of house and home.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons why we want you out. We can't afford to keep housing you for free. You don't pay anything towards the rent of the house, the bills, or the food. It's actually really selfish of you, to be honest.
I can't believe what you're saying.
Why? I'm just being honest. Sometimes the truth hurts, but you've got to deal with it.
Well, Kyle doesn't agree with you. I spoke to him this afternoon. He said that he wanted to discuss what we all wanted to do together.
He was just being polite. He has to be. He's your son. I know what he really wants, so I'm doing it for him.
I really think you should stop and think about what you're doing before you do something that you'll regret.
I don't see how I'll regret this. You laze about at home, doing nothing all day, and then expect us to pay for everything you want. I think getting rid of you will be the best thing that we can do.
Well, we both know that isn't true. You are the one who sits at home and does nothing, expecting Kyle to work incredibly hard just so you can spend his money on whatever selfish thing you feel like. Not to mention, you don't even do any of the housework whilst he's gone. You sit in front of the TV or swan off to do whatever whilst I clean the house and tidy the kitchen and everything. I mean, how are you even going to afford this trip you want to go on? It's going to cost a lot of money that you really don't have.
We'll have all the money we need once you're gone.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Whatever. Just move your stuff by the end of the day, or I'll have the garbage man come and get it.
Fine, but don't come crying to me when you've come to regret your decision.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Mom, where are you? All your stuff is gone too. What happened?
Why didn't you ask that oh so lovely wife of yours? I'm sure she'd be more than happy to explain.
I did. She just said that you decided to leave for our sake? To give us some privacy or something like that?
Well, she's lying. I was forced out by Tegan. She packed all of my things into boxes and left them in the front of the yard, and told me to either move them somewhere new or leave them for the bin men.
What? She would never do that. Especially not to my mom.
Well, she did. I wasn't about to fight about it in the street, so I've taken my things and I'm staying at a hotel for now, while I look for somewhere new to live.
Mom, please come back. I'm sure we can sort this all out.
No, I don't want to live in a house with such a horrible woman.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'll have a word with her about all this. I love you.
I love you too.
Tegan, where are you? We need to talk.
I've gone out. I knew you were going to want to yell at me, so I decided to go out with the girls to let you cool down.
What? If you knew that I want to talk to you, why on earth would you do that?
Well, I don't think there's much to talk about. We wanted her out of the house, and you were too much of a coward to do it yourself, so I took care of it. I don't think I deserve to get yelled at for that.
I never said I wanted her to leave the house. You were the one who said that, and I told you we should all sit down and talk through our troubles properly, not just go straight to chucking my mom out on her own.
Look, what's your problem? This is what we both wanted. We have the house to ourselves now. We don't need to worry about anyone else getting in the way.
My mom wasn't getting in the way. I'm more than happy to help her out. I just don't get how you could be so cruel.
Because I'm the one you married, so I'm the only one you should pay attention to. I don't want some old woman getting in the way at home, especially when she doesn't contribute anything to the house.
You really have no idea, do you?
No idea about what?
Never mind. I think it might be best if you stay at your friend's tonight.
What? Are you serious? You're really that upset that I told your mom to live somewhere else?
Yeah, I am.
Whatever. Just so long as you get over it before our holiday. I don't want you ruining it.
Uh-huh. Sure. Whatever.
Hey, Kyle? Why have we got a letter telling us that we need to move out by the end of the month? Haven't you been paying the rent?
Oh yeah, about that. Because I'm the only one working, my wage doesn't actually cover the rent. All the bills plus whatever extravagance you want to buy.
What? But then how have we been paying to live here?
My mom was giving me half of the money for the rent and the bills.
What?
Yeah, she said that she felt bad coming to live with us when we just got married, but that she couldn't bear to be alone after my dad died. I said it was no problem, but she wanted to help out, so she gave me money for the rent and stuff.
Well, why isn't she doing it now? Can't you talk to her and ask her to keep giving you half? I mean, it's kind of selfish of her to expect us to move out so soon, don't you think?
Selfish of her? You're the one who chucked her out. She can't afford to give us half the rent money now, because she needs it to pay for her own house. You can't honestly expect her to pay if she doesn't live here anymore.
Well, what are we going to do then?
What do you mean, we?
Huh? Well, we obviously need to find a way to cover all the expenses. Maybe you could pick up more hours at work? Or is there a better paying job you could apply for?
Actually, I don't need to do anything. In fact, I've already found a nice little place that fits nicely into my budget.
But what about me? I'm your wife.
Actually, about that, there's something on the table for you.
What? These are divorce papers. What is going on?
Well, after seeing how you treated my mom, it got me thinking about what kind of person you actually are. And I found that I don't particularly like you, to be honest. I mean, you're my wife, and you treated my mom so horribly. How will you treat me in the future, or if I do something that you don't like?
That's different.
I don't think it is, and I'm not gonna wait around to find out. You have until the end of the month to find yourself somewhere to go. It looks like you best get a job as well if you're gonna afford somewhere.
You can't do that.
Actually, I can. You wanna know the kicker? My mom was living with us to help me out with the money because you refused to get a job and wanted to live an expensive life that we simply couldn't afford. But now, you'll have to finance that yourself. Goodbye, Tegan.
Kyle, wait. Let's talk this through. Your mom can come back and live with us.
She's okay. She's happy in her new home, and so am I. Have a nice life, Tegan. After I moved out, Tegan tried to contact me to get me to come back to her, but after she showed me her true colors, I didn't want anything to do with her. My mom found a nice little cottage to move into, and I found a lovely little apartment. I divorced Tegan, which meant that she had to move out of the house and find herself a new job as a cashier in a local shop. Safe to say that she's not living the high life anymore. And whilst I'm not living in a fancy house, I am more than happy with my little flat and the relaxed life I'm living now that I don't have to worry about financing Tegan's lifestyle.